Vienna in Austria, Geneva in Switzerland, Washington DC in the US, Valencia and Madrid in Spain, or Manila in the Philippines, all paying six-figure salaries per year, tax exempt, to international professionals. Some require you to relocate, some do not. Today I'm going to show you exactly how to access the opportunities while focusing on the exact salary per city and the quality of life there. Hello everyone. For the ones visiting the first time, my name is Leah. I am a UN officer from Germany based in Spain, and I have worked across international organizations in multiple countries. Today I want to share with you what I know about the real opportunities and the way of living over there. Before we deep dive into each city, there's something that you should understand first. International organizations do not only offer high salaries. They come with additional benefits like education grants for kids, relocation grants, great pension benefits, and also working from home policy or working from anywhere in the world. For example, I am allowed to work from anywhere in the world outside of Spain for 90 days per year. First, let us have a look at one of the most important cities for international organizations. Geneva in Switzerland is where it all started for international organizations. One of the most important organizations from the UN, like WHO or other UN organizations, are headquartered there, as well as CERN, the World Trade Organization, or even the Red Cross. If you're interested in working in health, policy building, management, or technology innovation in general, Geneva and also Switzerland in general is the place to be. The salary in Switzerland on a P3 level, which is the mid-career level, is around $10,000 to $12,000 per month, tax exempt, plus all the benefits that I've listed already. This salary sounds extraordinary, but you also need to consider Switzerland has among the highest cost of living in the world. My personal opinion about Geneva and Switzerland, it is a bubble. You will find a huge network there, everywhere from international organizations to important private sector companies. People, business related, are living there. However, if you're interested in socializing, it's quite difficult over there. People are really focused on business, and after work, they're not really interested in making friends. So if you're looking for that, it's probably not the best place to be. However, it's a beautiful country if you like skiing, hiking, if you're not afraid of cold weather. This is definitely a nice place, and the high salary, even though the cost of living is high, will allow you to save a lot of money that you can take back home to your home country. The next city, and this is my personal favorite, Vienna in Austria. It is definitely an underrated international career destination. Most people think of Switzerland or US if they're thinking about international careers, but it's definitely worth to have a look at it. One of the most important UN organizations are based there, IAEA or UNIDO, and also several other organizations. The cost of living is moderate, I would say. You can get for $1,000, $1,500 a great apartment over there in a good area. And also the salary on a P3 level, so this is again a mid-career level, is between $8,000 and $9,000 plus benefits, tax exempt. In my experience, and this is also the experience of my colleagues, Vienna is more difficult to integrate for foreigners. It is less international than Geneva, Switzerland, and it is a German-speaking country. Most people speak English, but not everyone, and it definitely is a bit less open-minded than some other international career hubs that exist over the world. However, the culture is extraordinary. So if you're interested in music, also nature, mountains, the coffee culture over there, it's a beautiful city, so I can only really recommend to go there. Me as a German-speaking professional, I would love to go there. Now, let's have a look at the destination where I am currently based. This is the one that surprises people. Nobody thinks of Spain as an international career hub, but something is quietly happening there, and I'm watching it from the inside. To give you one example, UNDP, one of the most important UN organizations, just recently opened an office in Madrid. And also one of the most important organizations, UNICEF, the digital hub from the UN Secretariat, UNICC, or also IMO, have significant offices in Valencia in Spain. And more will come to Madrid, so watch out for the opportunities. Madrid is the capital in Spain. Valencia is the third biggest city. And most people never consider Valencia as a career destination, but international professionals, it's now an option to go there, and it pays way higher salaries than the local market. To give you an example, on a P3 level, this is again a mid-career level, you can expect to earn between $7,500 to $8,500 per month, again tax exempt plus benefits. And the cost of living in Spain is low, especially in Valencia. So you can find an apartment for $1,000, $1,500 per month. And also if you go to the supermarket, if you eat out, it's definitely way cheaper than in Austria, Switzerland, Germany. And the Mediterranean climate, the incredible food, the beach, the mountains are actually close. I can go to the beach and then at the same time I can drive to the mountains to ski. It's amazing. It's unbeatable, honestly. Now let's also have a look at the US. Everyone knows about New York, but there is also Washington, D.C., which is historically speaking actually the most important city for international organizations. The World Bank and IMF are based there. On a P3 level, mid-level career level, again, you can expect up to $10,000 of salary per month. Of course, the cost of living is a bit higher in the US. So if you want to rent a 2-bedroom apartment, you need to calculate between $2,500 and $3,000 per month. But something to watch out for is, you probably heard about the US funding crisis. More and more offices, because of this, are being closed or reduced in the US. So it's still a very good opportunity, but if the US funding situation is not changing, I'm pretty sure these situations for international organizations based there will change as well. Me personally, I lived in the US. I wouldn't go to Washington, D.C., but many consider it as a great opportunity. Let's have a very quick look into Manila in the Philippines as a career destination, because I have covered that already in my Philippines video that I will link in the description. So if you want to get more details about working in the Philippines, please watch it. The Asian Development Bank is headquartered in Manila, Philippines. Also, WHO, UNICEF, UNDP, and the World Food Program have major offices over there. The salary with post-adjustment roughly between $8,000 and $10,000 for entry level. And especially working for international financial institutions on a mid-career level, you can earn up to $15,000 per month, tax exempt plus benefits. I covered it in my video, Living in the Philippines. It's great. It's a good entry point into Asia. The working language is English. Also, most people living there speak English, and it has a really, really interesting cultural mix of American, Spanish, and Asian culture. So it's definitely something to consider. The cost of living is also lower than in other career destinations. You can expect to pay around $1,000, $1,500 for an apartment in a very good area like BGC. So how do you actually get one of these roles which pay you a 6-figure salary per year, tax exempt for a mid-career level? Well, as I probably mentioned in one of my other videos, try to get into the technical side door. If you have a very general background in management or international relations, it's always more difficult to get in than if you have, for example, a science degree, an engineering degree. If you have a standard degree, don't worry. I studied sport management. You can always add technical certifications to make your profile a bit more unique. Another opportunity is, don't go directly for staff contracts, go for remote freelancer consultancy contracts first, build your network, and then you have a greater chance later to apply from the inside and get a contract, a more permanent contract like this. Try to match the keywords from the job description into your application. This is the general rule, not only for international career destinations, because recruiters are not technical. They won't understand everything. So really try to match the keywords in your CV, in your application with the keywords from the job posting. And well, I've covered now multiple cities which could be an option. There are multiple more cities which offer great salaries, which offer great culture and great opportunities, which I will probably cover in one of my next videos. So if you're interested in my content, please subscribe, like this video, and see you soon.